Tay scared of him. He's a child abuse. Y'all want to know the truth? He done abused him when he there.
I left with so much blood, bro. It's blood on my son.
Before we start, family, I want to say this from the heart. If you enjoy stories that break down the truth behind viral celebrity moments, please support the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stay with me till the end, because this situation is not just about fame, money, or internet drama. This story is about children, broken trust, co-parenting battles, and families caught inside a storm they never asked for. Now listen closely. NBA YoungBoy has always been surrounded by controversy. His music, his lifestyle, his relationships, his legal problems, everything around him seems to turn into headlines. But this time, the conversation is not about music. It is not about a new album. It is not about rap beef. This time, people are talking about his children. And when kids become part of the drama, the story gets much heavier. Recently, several women connected to NBA YoungBoy started speaking out online. These were not random fans. These were mothers, grandmothers, and women who say they have lived behind the scenes of his world, and what they claimed was shocking. One mother accused him of not being present. Another family member claimed a child was scared of him. Another woman described a custody pickup that allegedly turned violent. And while all of this was happening, YoungBoy appeared online with his own response, saying people do not see everything he does as a father. So now the internet is divided. Some people are saying, we do not know the full story. Others are saying, too many women are saying similar things for people to ignore it. But one thing is clear, this situation is messy, emotional, and painful. The first major moment came when Arcola, the mother of one of YoungBoy's children, went live and spoke directly about her frustration. She was not calm. She was not quiet. She sounded like a mother who had been holding pain inside for too long. She talked about YoungBoy. She talked about his wife, Jaslyn. She talked about custody. She talked about money. But most importantly, she talked about her child. According to her, the issue was not just personal beef between adults. She said children should never be treated like weapons in grown people's arguments. And that line hit hard because many people watching understood exactly what she meant. When two adults have problems, the child should not have to suffer. Arcola claimed YoungBoy had not been there the way a father should be. She called him a deadbeat and said this was not new behavior. In her eyes, this was a pattern. Then she brought up something even more serious. She claimed her son had an injury on his hand, and someone told her it was from a dog bite. But she said she did not believe that explanation. She said the answer came too quickly, almost like it had already been prepared. She asked a question many viewers also started asking. If it really was a dog bite, where was the doctor visit? Where was the medical care? Where was the tetanus shot? Then she looked at the injury and said, in her opinion, it looked more like a burn. Now, to be clear, these are allegations. The internet does not have all the medical facts. But once a mother says she believes something happened to her child, people are going to listen. And that is exactly what happened. The blogs picked it up. Fans started arguing. Comment sections exploded. Some defended YoungBoy. Some defended Arcola. Others said the only thing that mattered was making sure the child was safe. But Arcola was not finished. She claimed YoungBoy would pick up the child, take pictures, maybe put him in a video, and then disappear again. She made it sound like fatherhood was being used more for image than real responsibility. And that is one of the biggest questions in this whole story. Is showing a child online the same as showing up in real life? Because a picture can be posted in seconds, a video can be shared in minutes, but raising a child takes time, patience, money, love, and consistency. Then Arcola spoke about financial support. She said if YoungBoy could not be physically present, then he should at least help financially. Her words were simple. She did not make the baby alone. That line is powerful because it speaks to something many mothers feel. A child is not one parent's responsibility just because one parent is more present. Both people helped create that child. Both people should help raise that child. Then came another emotional twist. Arcola claimed YoungBoy had once told her he was happy she kept their son. But according to her, he later acted like he never wanted the child. She accused him of changing the story when it was convenient. After that, YoungBoy allegedly responded online in a way that made the backlash even worse. Reports from the transcript say he made harsh comments about the child and child support, and soon after, he wiped his social media. When celebrities delete posts or disappear online after drama, people always notice. And in this case, it made people ask even more questions. But Arcola was not the only one speaking. Another woman connected to the situation, Nia's mother, also went live and made serious claims. And her words felt different because she was speaking as a grandmother. She claimed her grandson was scared of YoungBoy. She even used the words child abuser, which immediately made the situation much darker. Again, these are allegations. But hearing a grandmother say a child was terrified in court made many people stop scrolling. She described a courtroom moment where, according to her, the child looked deeply afraid. She said that after seeing that, she told her daughter the child should not go back. That is not regular internet drama. That is family trauma being discussed in public. Then she brought up an old situation involving a late-night call. According to her, someone called them around midnight to come get the child because there had allegedly been a shootout. She said the child was nearby during that dangerous situation. That part shocked people because it painted a picture of a child being too close to adult chaos. Fame can bring money. Fame can bring houses. Fame can bring cars. But fame cannot protect a child from emotional damage if the environment around them feels unsafe. Nia's mother also claimed YoungBoy stopped calling his child over something as small as a watch. She said the child asked for his father every day, and every day Nia had to tell him, "Daddy is working." That part was heartbreaking. Because a 3-year-old does not understand celebrity schedules. A 3-year-old does not understand rap careers. A 3-year-old just knows one thing: where is my daddy? Then Nia herself spoke. Her tone was more calm than her mother, but the pain was still there. She said people needed to stop asking why her child was not with his father. In her mind, if the child was happy with his mother and surrounded by love, then that was enough. She explained that her son had a strong support system. Other people were there for him. Other people showed up. Other people played the roles that needed to be played. And then she said something very important. She said YoungBoy does not call, does not ask about the child, and does not really show up, besides paying what she described as child support. That is where the conversation became bigger than NBA YoungBoy. Because many people online started debating this question: is money enough? Some people say, as long as the child is financially supported, that is what matters. But others say, no, children need more than checks. They need love, they need phone calls, they need presents, they need memories. A child will not remember every dollar spent, but they will remember who came to their birthday. They will remember who called them before bed. They will remember who made them feel important. Then another woman shared a story about a custody pickup that allegedly became violent. She claimed she went to get her son, and someone hit her in the face while the child was watching. She said blood ended up on her son. That detail disturbed a lot of people. Because whatever problems adults have, a child should never have to witness violence during a custody exchange. A pickup should be peaceful. It should be about the child moving safely from one parent to another. It should not become a scene filled with fear, anger, and blood. She also claimed YoungBoy watched and only said she had disrespected him. According to her, the custody arrangement kept changing. First, she had to wait. Then she could only come at certain times. Then she had to pay expensive travel costs just to get her child. She made it sound like the situation was not about co-parenting. It was about control. And that word, control, kept appearing in people's reactions. Because when one parent has more money, more fame, more security, and more power, the other parent can feel trapped. Even simple things like transportation, communication, and pickup times can become battles. Then Star Dejani also spoke out, but her message was different. She was tired of the internet speaking on her life like people knew her personally. She said she did not want attention. She pushed back against people calling her names or making assumptions about her money, education, and lifestyle. And honestly, that is another side of this story. When celebrity drama goes viral, the internet forgets that real people are involved. People become characters. Mothers become baby mamas. Children become content. Pain becomes entertainment. But behind every viral clip, there is a real family dealing with real consequences. While the women were speaking out, YoungBoy also appeared online and defended himself. He said his house stays full of children. He questioned why people expect him to post every moment with his kids. In his view, he does not need to prove fatherhood to strangers on the internet. And that point also started debate. Some fans agreed with him. They said, just because he does not post everything does not mean he is not present. That is true. Social media does not show a person's whole life. But critics responded by saying, this is not just about posts. These mothers are saying he does not call, does not communicate, and does not show up consistently. So the real issue is not whether YoungBoy posts his kids. The issue is whether the children feel loved, protected, and prioritized. YoungBoy also accused some mothers of misusing child support money. He said people were attacking him unfairly. He talked about the system being against him and suggested he was being targeted. This is where the story becomes complicated. Because there are always multiple sides. The mothers have their stories. YoungBoy has his version. The internet has opinions. But the children are the ones stuck in the middle. And that is the saddest part. Children do not ask to be born into fame. They do not ask to have famous parents. They do not ask for blogs to post their family problems. They do not ask to hear adults argue about them online. They just want love. They want safety. They want both parents to care. By the end of all this, one thing became obvious. This is bigger than one viral live. This is a pattern of pain being exposed from different directions. Different women, different stories, different emotions, but the same main message. We need you to show up. Now, does that mean every claim is proven? No. Does that mean the internet knows every private detail? No. But does it mean people are concerned? Absolutely. And when children are involved, concern is not drama. Concern is necessary. So what happens next? Maybe YoungBoy stays quiet. Maybe he responds again. Maybe the mothers continue speaking. Maybe lawyers and courts become more involved. But hopefully, behind the scenes, the adults remember what matters most. Not pride. Not ego. Not winning an argument. The children. Because years from now, these kids will grow up. They may see these clips. They may hear these stories. They may ask why their family pain became internet entertainment. And when that day comes, the adults will have to answer. So here is the final question. Is NBA YoungBoy being unfairly attacked? Or are these women exposing a deeper problem that people have ignored for too long? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And before you go, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We are going to keep following this story, but always remember, when kids are involved, the truth matters more than the drama. Thanks for watching.